say, can you see that Team USA has released the 44 guys that they will be bringing onto their roster camp to decide who will represent the red, white, and blue in the Olympic Games next year in Milan, Italy. And I have decided, you know what? Why shouldn't I be the Olympic Committee and decide who gets to stay and go? So I decided to put my line, I mean, they're not my lines, but the 12 forwards, 6 defensemen, and 2 netminders that I'm going to put out for Team USA if I was in charge without seeing this camp and seeing who looks good or not. And I'm going to put on my decision out there because I'm a YouTuber and I'm a guy that likes to make silly, dumb videos. So why wouldn't I? So let's do it together and go through it, and you can tell me how dumb I was and or who you would bring along with. So let's jump into it with the forward group. Now, I don't think it's that difficult to decide who's going to be the forward team for some of these guys, especially because for me, it's like 10 of these players are locks, right? And there's only 12 positions open for a forward, right? So for me, you got Jake Gensel, playoff performer, easy, done deal. Jack Hughes, one of the best Americans, super fast, great defensively as well, plays hard, I like him. Matthews, do I need to say anything? Brady and Matthew Tkachuk, obvious guys. Jack Eichel, same thing. I feel like those kind of 6 guys are like easy locks, not even question marks like they are. I mean, I know some of them already got the invite, like they are locked in for the rosters. I know like Matthews and Matthew Tkachuk is. But for me, and I think Jack Eichel too. But obviously, besides that, they are the locks for the Americans, right? For me, I'm going to throw in Tage Thompson. I was furious when I realized that Tage Thompson was not going to the Four Nations face-off for Team USA. You're telling me in a short tournament, you are not bringing with you when you have the complete disposability of a 6'5", 6'6" behemoth who moves the puck cleaner than Patrick Kane highlights, and a guy with one of the most powerful slap shots and accurate and lethal shots in the entire NHL. And you do not bring him with you? Like, who? Bill Guerin. You're stupid. He was in charge, right? I think he was in charge. Yeah, Tage Thompson, easy add. To me, I would like to keep leaning into this attitude team. I want to keep adding to this, like, bruiser, like, let's beat the hell out of everyone we're playing against attitude, because I feel like it works. And to me, I'm bringing with me Matthew Knies. I think Matthew Knies, with the size of Thompson, with the Tkachuk brothers, with a Matthew Knies, with Jake Gensel's hard play as well. Like, you are getting a lot of attitude, and you are shutting guys down before you even get to the defense, okay? To me, Matthew Knies, I think he's going to have a breakout year again. He looked great for the Leafs in the playoffs. He is a playoff guy. He's perfect for what you want to have for a team like this. He has speed. He has tenacity. He's got that grit. He's got that grinder attitude, but also loves to get points on the board. And he's an Arizona boy. So let's do it. So Matthew Knies, easy. Dylan Larkin, I'm running back. I think Dylan Larkin had a good Four Nations face-off. I think he's a guy that shows that when he has something to play for other than Red Wings hockey, he's a dynamo. And to me, Dylan Larkin, tons of speed, he's a captain. To me, Dylan Larkin, he's an ad for me. Now, my purples I added here are my questions, but I don't really know why. I don't really question them anymore. Matt Boldy, he is a superstar, super skilled player. I would maybe sub him out for a Clayton Keller, because I don't feel like Matt Boldy is... for me, it's like, so far I have a lot of tenacity, a lot of tenaciousness, not a ton of playmaking. So to me, I'm thinking maybe you throw in a guy like Clayton Keller instead. And honestly, I feel like I probably would make the decision now. The more I'm thinking about this and talking out loud, I'd probably put in Clayton Keller over him. But Boldy, Keller, they obviously bring extras. If anyone gets injured or if anyone gets slotted out, I think it's them. I think Clayton Keller and Boldy are locks for the roster. Shane Pinto, this might be a wild card pick, but I loved his performance in the playoffs. I think he played really hard and he showed up, and he might not have got a ton of points, but he impressed me in the playoffs. And when you're getting to some of these lower fourth line guys that to me it's much more important that these fourth liner guys are there to play hard and trying to win than bringing one kind of skill, bringing one kind of attribute. If they can be hard, grindy players that don't need to get 15 minutes a night, they can get 10 and be happy, or even less than that. To me, Shane Pinto, I think, is that kind of player. And I'm okay with that. JT Miller, to me, once again, don't know why he's in purple. I'm going totally for that attitude adjustment kind of play. And Brady, Matthew, Miller, Thompson, Nyes. We are beating this shit out about the other teams, okay? So to me, that is my top 12. For my cuts, Kreider, easy. Get him the hell out of there. Brian Rust, how did he get an invite? Vinny Trocheck, Cole Caulfield is where, I'm sure some people put Cole Caulfield, but to me, he is I would invite him to my favorite hockey team any day of the week. If he could join the Canes tomorrow, I would trade anything for that, right? But for a short tournament like this, and a short, hard tournament, that especially a lot of countries, most of the countries that are going to be winning, could contend for the gold, have not done this in a long time, there's going to be a bruising tournament, and I just don't think Cole Caulfield is that for a short tournament like this. So to me, Caulfield, he's very one category of skilled goal scorer, and I don't think we really need that in a tight tournament like this where every minute of a game matters. So to me, Caulfield, no. Brock Nelson, I erase his name because I just think he doesn't even deserve to be on the board. Frankie Nazar, too young, too inexperienced. Patrick Kane, too old. Can't keep up. Can't keep damage that much. Kyle Connor, didn't like his Four Nations face-off. And once again, he's a guy that I think will get overcrowded in the top 6. And when you get to those lower minutes, I don't think Connor is that kind of player that is going to be playing hard, gritty it out, grind out those minutes. He is a guy that needs to be a top 6 guy that can employ his skill and wicked shot, and I just don't think he can do that in this kind of tournament because he didn't in the Four Nations face-off, and I haven't really been too proud of his playoff performances, even though he does get some points on the board. I don't really know. Whatever. To me, Robo is a super hard one for me to choose. Really, the only two that I'm hard to cut were Clayton Keller and Jason Robertson. Both of them, I think, warrant an opportunity. It's just hard to decide who to kick out because Robo to me is a kind of thing like Connor where it's like, does he stick it out if he's a fourth liner? Does he cough up one of those bad plays? And to me, a guy like Shane Pinto, just to get onto the team, might bring a little bit more tenacity to be a young guy representing the team than Jason Robertson, who might be looking more for that top 6 role and isn't getting it, and I don't know. Robertson is a tough one to scratch, but I'm going to do him. Alex Tuch, same thing. To me, I don't want to get too overweighted, right? You have Thompson, you have Miller, you have a lot of these strong, heavy weighting guys, but you don't want to get too slow. You don't want to get too slowed down. And to me, Alex Tuch is just a lesser of some of those other guys. He has the height, but I'm cutting him out. Clayton Keller, once again, I think he is my one guy that's out that I would trade him for Boldy or Pinto. It's just right now I'm going with them. Garland, Logan Cooley, maybe. I mean, I guess maybe if this is some big breakout year and he becomes an actual legit top 10 centerman in the NHL. But to me, at this point, no. So forwards, I think this is a good group of guys. Once again, Clayton Keller, Robertson are my first two up the bat to replace anyone, and I'm happy with that. Defense, this is way easier. I already knew who to write on this board. It wasn't even that hard. Jacob Slavin, best defenseman in the NHL. Quinn Hughes, best offensive defenseman in the NHL, debatably with Cale Makars. Alex Werenski should have won the Norris. He didn't. That's dumb. But Alex Werenski, who the hell is Alex Werenski? Zach Werenski, phenomenal player. Definitely bring him on. Brock Faber, I love the kid. He's a great kid. He plays so hard. He plays good defense. Nothing wrong with him. Charlie McAvoy, once again, super solid choice, and he's a part of the coach's family. So Charlie McAvoy, easy. The sixth spot, I guess, is the tough one. Is that I'm okay, Slavin, Faber, McAvoy, Werenski to a point. We got a lot of defense. Do we go with one more shutdown guy or add some offensive dynamicism? And to me, with these other guys that are on the board, like Jackson Lacombe, I love the kid. Not this year. In 4 years from now, or even 2 years for the next Four Nations face-off, or whatever the next thing the NHL hosts, definitely. This year, I think he can sit out. But it's like between like Lacombe, like or Brady Shea, Neil Pionk, Pesci, Hannafin. It's like the only guy I would think like that can bring a little bit of both sides of a good two-way is Seth Jones. Otherwise, it's like Sanderson or Fox to me. I feel like you have to go that one extra step forward. And I think Sanderson looked really good in his little bit of time for the Four Nations face-off. I think Adam Fox he's been dropping in my likability for him every single year. But to me, he still is a freaking elite defender. And to me, Fox, you can bring him on and he can sit on the third pairing and not play that much except like a power play, and that's totally fine. Know your spot in a short tournament like the Olympics. My cuts, Noah Hannafin, just nothing too special for me. He's like a smart two-way, he can move the puck, plays decent enough defense, but he gets overshadowed by some top defensive guys. Luke Hughes, not yet. Once again, same thing like Lacombe, just not there yet. Seth Jones, I think he might be my next up to bat. He's a big guy. He plays great defense. He eats shots, but he also likes to get offense on the board. So to me, Seth Jones is my next up to bat. Lacombe, I already talked about him. McDonough, no, not anymore. Brett Pesci, Pionk, Shea, Alex Vlasic. Some of these guys is like, sure, like they deserve an invite, especially with what the crop is, but they are easy X's, and I don't think that's too controversial. To me, it's Fox or Jones are my next man up. I think I probably would put Jones over Fox because in a short tournament like the Olympics, like I keep saying, I would much rather have a strong defensive shutdown game than add in one where I don't even know if Seth Jones can really qualify as that. But it's better than what Adam Fox brings to the table. So to me, Jones probably up next instead of Fox. I'm going to erase his name off the board. And then in net, this is obvious. Jake Ottinger, Connor Hellebuck. Easy question, not even close. Joey Decord is my next up to bat, I would say, with the three, because I know they're going to bring three netminders. So Joey Decord's my next up. Swayman, I know he shows up huge in his playoff moments, but I like Joey Decord. So that's the only reason why for that one. But really, realistically, it should be Dustin Wolf. How did Dustin Wolf not get an invite? Dustin Wolf was a Hart. He got voted for the Hart. He was he could have been a finalist. Realistically, he could have been a finalist for the Vezina, right? Like, the dude is freaking insane, bud. I don't know how he does not get an invite. I think, honestly, he would be my next man up above these two guys just because of how insanely impressive he is. But I guess with who has been invited, I'm going with Joey Decord just because I like him. Because the people in charge of this decided that they didn't like Dustin Wolf. So I'm going to make a dumb decision too. But to me, with like the exclusion of some random guys, I know some people are mad about Alex DeBrincat not getting an invite. I'm not too upset about that. Lane Hudson not invited. I think it was weird he didn't get invited, especially if you have a guy like Jackson Lacombe being invited, and like Alex Vlasic, so how do you not bring a Lane Hudson? But I just think maybe the idea is like Lane Hudson's defense is just literally not there at all, and they already have Quinn Hughes, they already have, Foxes and Luke Hugheses that are, well, I guess he's above Luke Hughes, but like, he's not going to take their spots, and I don't think his defense is not going to cover for that, so I guess maybe they just, I don't know, that is a weird decision for Lane Hudson to just not get even an invite, okay, right? DeBrincat, it's too many players that are just like him, that are better than him. I'm not surprised by that, and he hasn't had the best of years. So to me, I get it, makes sense, but for overall, Team USA is looking stacked and really, really good, and like, to me, the top contender. I know they won the Four Nations Face-Off Cup. Obviously they have the best players in the world. You have Connor McDavid, you have Nathan McKinnon, you have Sidney Crosby, you have Cale Makar. A lot of issues with Team Canada, though, like goaltending, right? You have goaltending as a weakness. I'm not totally stellar about their defensive core. And then when you get to other teams like Sweden and Finland, you can easily start racking off things about them. So to me, Team USA, my team, very excited about their game. Very excited to see what they got going for me. And for this lineup that I got here, which these aren't lines, but with the just grindy attitude that I think that Team USA can bring, and they can just start beating up guys. They might not be the fastest, and that's why you bring in guys like maybe like Clayton Keller, but overall, you've got so much movement. You have so many hard and lethal killers. I don't think it matters. I think this team is phenomenally well built, and I think this is going to be Team USA's year, because why not? But that is all I got to say about this. I don't know. This is just, you tell me who you would put in the lineup, or if it matters, because Team Canada is going to win anyway. So tell me about what you think down below, and until next time, too sweet, have an amazing day, and ta-ta for now.